Chris Paul gets in, another wide open three.
Pierre Cardin.
Defers to Booker for the long range.
P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing. P-H-O-E-N-I-X. Phoenix Suns, and you know we up next. Yeah, we working for that championship ring. We the Valley, it ain't nothing but a thing.
Welcome, everybody, to the Phoenix Suns Aussie Fans Suns podcast, Season 2, Episode 18. I'm your host, Gavin, and I'm here with Hammo and Nate. How we going, lads?
Very good. Struggling with poor hotel internet as I do this on the road, but we're going to get through it.
Very good. Hammo?
Man, I am fucking excited. Aussie Suns fans, beware. I'm back.
Without question, he's been up and about today. He's been fucking all over the joint. I have COVID and I have all the symptoms kicked in last night. So we'll see how this will go. I may have a nap halfway through this. We'll see how we go. Week wrap, 2 games this week plus the All-Star game. Game 1 against the Clippers, 103-96 win. Devin Booker, 26 points, 8 and 12 rebounds. CP3, 14 assists. Houston 124 to 121 win. Book 24 points, 8 and 9 rebounds. Book 8 assists. And of course, the All-Star game today, we had CP3 with 0 zeros in 1.5 minutes. And we had Book with 20 points, 5 rebounds and something or other. But it was an interesting game. How did you guys see the week, Hammo?
I thought the week was pretty good. I love the Rockets game personally. It was good to see us have a bit of a struggle against someone that we weren't expecting. But yeah, all in all, it was a good week. I think it might have been yourself, Gav, or someone else in the chat or on the page mentioned that, CP3 probably got ejected early in the game knowing that he had the wrist injury and didn't want to, hurt himself any further. Now knowing what we know that he needs surgery and so forth sheds a little bit more possible truth to the subject. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was a really, really good week for us. I didn't watch any of the All-Star game, mainly because I'm working and I'm not going to lower myself to that kind of shite. But yeah, it was a good week.
Actually, the All-Star game wasn't bad this year. I actually enjoyed the game. I hated Saturday. It was fucking terrible. But the All-Star game today was, I think, and Boyd he's already given me a spray in the chat, but Boyd will give me shit about it. But Steph Curry kind of made it exciting. But how'd you see the week, Nate?
We'll get to the All-Star weekend later. Sorry to cut you off, Nate. Go ahead.
But CP3 doesn't need surgery, does he? Isn't it just a fractured thumb? You're not really going to operate on it. You just put it in a cast.
Yeah, pretty much.
I thought I read it was surgery.
No, it's not surgery. It's just a heel. But there was some people out there today saying that basically he'll get through All-Star weekend and get some surgery, and hopefully it's only. I posted today in the chat that it's a 6 to 8 week, and then I saw something on Twitter today that the likelihood is it's more 4 to 6, but the Suns are sort of saying 6 weeks.
Right. Either way, how did I see the week? 2 games, so it was a pretty quick week. I caught a bit of the Clippers one. I got to admit, I didn't follow the Houston game. I was busy working. Kind of got the updates and the box score and whatnot, and saw that the early ejection and the later injury and everything from CP3. Mate, it's kind of hard to go through the players and the stats for those games to come up with the awards, but I've done it. So how about we just move right along and hit our nominations for the awards?
I dropped the awards for this week because there was only 2 games, but we can do that quickly. All right, MVP.
Well, that will keep the pod very, very succinct.
Yeah, I wasn't going to fuck around. Devin Booker's the MVP and Mikal Bridges is a defensive player. Anyway, let's move on. The week ahead, we've got OKC Friday at 12 p.m. Saturday against New Orleans in a back-to-back, and Monday against Utah at 7:30. How's this week? 3 games. What's the scoreline going to be there, Hammer?
Scoreline. Look, I'm really looking forward to watching OKC, especially to see what happens against Giddy. Not that he's some sort of superstar the Suns have got to be worried, but I just want to see how that ebbs and flows back and forward there.
I'm with you, Hammer.
It's a shame I'm going to be working, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. So I'm still predicting a win there over the Thunder. New Orleans. Look, it'll be interesting with their new lineup. Adding CJ McCollum and so forth. But I'm really not that worried. The Jazz, they got beat by the Lakers the other day, man, and absolutely pantsed. I'm going to say it, pantsed. And plus, they got no more jingles, so fuck them. No more jingles, mate.
Mate, the OKC and the Pels games back to back. It's with travel too. So we got OKC at home, and then we travel to New Orleans to play the Pels. We're up against CJ McCollum, and we've basically got a completely new backcourt out of the second unit. Maybe even the first unit, if they don't go point book. I think it's going to be interesting to watch. It'd be interesting to assess on the short turnaround what these guys look like. OKC and Pels are good teams to practice against. And I too, like Hammo said, am looking forward after Giddy's three-peat triple-doubles to see what he's got after All-Star weekend. And the Jazz, Donovan Mitchell's probably still going to be out for that game, right? So
I don't know. He had the pitch.
No real challenge there. Could be a good little stretch to keep our run going, I think.
It's real fun, man.
Good call.
I got to say, though, as far as week ahead goes, I did have 2 little notches down here, asterisks. It's time DA stepped up, proper. He's not playing the minutes. He's averaging like 25, 26 minutes a game, other than the last game where he played 30. So his minutes are down constantly. And if CP3 is going to be out, I think it's time he stood up and really showed us that he's worth that max contract. And it's not like a hot take or anything, but Aaron Holiday, I reckon he's going to average 20 minutes a game for the rest of the season.
That's my exciting point. I think that we're going to see some real Aaron Holiday minutes come out of these 3 games, and I'm really looking forward to see how he goes. By the end of this stretch, it wouldn't surprise me if he's starting in front of Campaign, and Campaign playing the backup minutes with Aaron Holiday at the starting point. I'm actually looking forward to see what happens. That's probably going to take at least the first 2 games. Cameron Payne's going to start if he's back. But it wouldn't surprise me to see him slot back in behind Aaron Holiday if he's going to play with the hustle that he has over the games he's played so far. I think we go 3-0. But the possibility is, and let's be honest, there's every chance we drop one of these 3, especially without Chris Paul playing. But I'm going to predict the 3-0 just so that Boyd can't give me shit next week.
That's fair enough, mate.
All right, we'll move on to the next segment, which is the run home. So we are at the All-Star break with the second best record in NBA history at the All-Star break.
Did not know that. That's
48-10. The only side with a better record is the Warriors, who went 49 and
beat the Bulls
9, and the Bulls, who went 49-9.
They still didn't win that season.
Sorry?
They still didn't win that season.
Correct. So, the Warriors in the season, they lost to the Cavs, have a better record at All-Star break, but fantastic record. We've seen a lot of narrative this week around, and particularly on solar panel and PHNX fucking son podcast. And
another crack at the acronym.
PHNX.
Again, I got COVID, so my head's fucking fuzzy. The lot of narrative around the fact that, and the real positive that we can look at, if we lost every game from here to the end of the year, the Golden State Warriors would still have to win 23 out of their 20, whatever it is, games in order to 26, 27 games.
24 left.
They'd have to win 21 of their 24 games in order to knock us out of basically the fucking number one seed if we went 500. So basically all we have to do is go 500 between here and the end of the year, and we hold on to the number one seed, which is why the Chris Paul injury doesn't worry me as much as, and probably doesn't worry a lot of people as much as they might have. Yeah. Honestly, I still think we run at, even without Chris Paul, we run at 650 to 700 on the run home, and finish with the one seed and basically carry home court advantage the whole way. How do you see the run home there, Nate? Let's go with you first.
Mate, we always perform better on the road. Book certainly performs better on the road, and our run home has 14 away games and 10 home. So to just, even if we want to just break even, just to crawl into the playoffs healthy and with energy, I think we're well poised to do it just by looking at the away versus home. As far as strength of schedule, it's a pretty good mix of everything.
I think strength of schedule, we've got like the 10th easiest run home. Something like that. No, I read the other day. I mean, and the Lakers have the hardest.
Good luck to them. Yeah. Well, look, February and March, even if you just look at the rest of this month and the next month, we've got 8 home and 10 away. So there's 18 games up to the end of March, and then there's just 6 games going into April. So even if they just focus on finishing out to March strong and then start resting players for those last 6 games, and who cares, you know? I don't think we're looking to just go and break records here for the sake of it. We want to be poised to position ourselves to have that playoff run proper and take the finals.
Hey, mate.
Man, Nate's hit half of it. You know, we're in a great position right now. We really need to keep up the Valley vibes, so to speak. We're absolutely killing it, man. You know, the chance of missing out on CP3 for a while, now with the addition of Aaron Holiday, I don't think it's going to be that much of a drama. It tends me to maybe think that they knew this injury might have been coming for a while. Like it's you know. Look, you never know. I mean, we're fairly deep in most positions. Adding another point guard at that stage, you know, you've got to have in the back of your mind, maybe Chris Paul is going to get injured like he did last year, or possibly
he only missed 2 games in the regular season last year.
Yeah, of course. But, I mean, like, towards the playoffs, his hand was sore and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, he wasn't at full performance.
To your point, Hammer, I don't think they said or thought he's going to be injured, we better prepare. It's more like, this happened last year, let's fix it so it doesn't happen again.
Just like I'm not saying it's like a conspiracy or anything, you know. Like, I just thought maybe they knew he was hurt. Maybe it wasn't a serious injury yet. But every chance that he's going to need surgery, so let's stock up his position so he can take, you know, a couple of weeks off, get it fixed, come back full swing.
I'd rather believe they just went and got Aaron Holiday because Peyton's shit.
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Oh, there's that too. He's a trade piece as well.
He absolutely didn't hurt himself until the ref fucked him.
The other question I've got is, do we have any idea when Campaign's back?
Yeah, he's back straight after All-Star break.
Okay, great.
That's what they're talking about.
Beautiful.
Look,
for the run home, man, that's basically what I'm looking at. I'm glad that we got someone to take over for CP3, and just keep up the hashtag Valley vibes.
Well, let's keep those vibes going with that Houston game where Peyton played 3 minutes or just shy of 3 minutes. Let's hope that's a new trend.
Yeah, and I think with Campaign coming back, I think Holiday's already gone past Peyton. The other one I'm really interested in the run home, especially with Chris Paul out of the lineup, is where Landry Shamit's going to get enough time to actually settle himself into the lineup and make an impact. And if he doesn't, he's going to be riding the pine a hell of a lot.
Yep, he's got plenty of time to learn how to shoot all over again.
Now, the only other thing I will add to that is in the run home. Obviously, Chris Paul out for 6 to 8 weeks. Probably, I think it's probably going to be more likely 4 to 6. Do we hit the buyout market? We'd have to waive a player. That player, unfortunately, will likely be Frank Kaminsky.
Oh.
But, look, I hope they waive Alfred Payton, but Frank Kaminsky's likely not going to play for the rest of the year.
Well, Frank's not going to play, so it does make sense.
I could see them waiving Frank. Do we hit the buyout market? And there's a lot of chatter around on Suns Twitter in particular around, let's put it this way, kicking the tires on Goran Dragic. A bit of talk around Dennis Schroeder. I hate that fucking idea, just quietly, on the Dennis Schroeder thing. But
I hate fucking both.
Personally, I hate it. But certainly on Dragic, is there anyone else in the buyout market that any of you can think of at the moment, particularly around the point guard, maybe a backup point guard setup that would be worth us kicking the tires on in the buyout?
Man, I ripped up my buyout market list at the trade deadline. I thought, no, we're done. We're not doing the buyout market. We're set. And then, yeah, CP3 goes down, and then Frank's just hanging in there on the end of the bench, not doing anything and taking up a roster spot. So, look, I'd be surprised if James Jones doesn't do anything, but I've got no idea looking at what's out there.
Anything?
Without completely understanding the buyout market, I'm assuming, okay, we give up Frank. Do we get his money back, or what happens there?
No, he's waived. He's waived for the year, but Frank's contract's 1.8, but we have the 4.5 MLE. So
okay, so
basically,
the only person you're talking point guard, the only person I'd be looking at would be bringing back Rubio. I don't want Dragic, man.
No, Rubio's done an ACL.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, is he? Oh, geez, sorry, man, I missed that totally.
Yeah.
Well, I still don't want Dragic, man.
I just don't know if he's going to come back here.
I agree. I agree with that.
He's already had 2 stints, hasn't he?
Yeah, and Ryan McDonough completely and utterly fucking burnt him.
Yeah.
So there's every chance that Dragic just goes no, because the talk is Miami or the Nets for Dragic.
Nets.
Now, reality is that everybody else that is on the buyout market only has the vet max or the vet min that they can pay. So 1.9 mil.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what our salary commitments are.
We can pay 4.5.
We can always pay it to fill the roster spot.
So the Suns can actually pay $4.5 million. So we are in a much better position than everyone else if a point guard comes on the market. Now,
awesome. We can pay more for somebody else's shit they don't want.
Well, I'm not sure that Goran Dragic is completely shit.
I was talking in general.
I know that Hammo's not a fan, but Goran Dragic is better than someone else's shit.
He's past his prime, man.
He's better than someone else's shit, especially if we brought him in as a backup to campaign Aaron Holiday.
Well, at the moment, you're talking about him coming in as a backup to campaign being second rung. That makes Goran the third rung point guard.
Yeah, potentially. And
that's real enticing to him, right?
Well, it is if he gets paid.
Oh, I suppose it's going to be his last contract, right?
And the potential of a chip. At the moment, fucking Brooklyn's in the playoff.
Miami's a good chance to.
Look, I think Goran
ends.
I think he ends up in Miami. He for some reason he loves it there. He loves Jimmy Butler. So even with the contract, Goran's earned enough money that he ends up there. Schroeder's an interesting one, but to be honest, I actually think Eric Gordon will get bought out, and I'd be more than happy for Phoenix to pay him. Just the way that Houston are setting themselves up for the rest of the year.
But there's no benefit to buying him out. They may as well just bench him.
Potentially, but the other one there that they're still talking about buying out is John Wall.
Yeah, but no, that won't happen because he's got too many
How much
years
is he worth for the year?
He's got
Because
2 years at 44 million
40,
a
yeah,
year.
40 odd million, whatever.
It's an
And
80, $90 million contract.
it'd have to be a fair negotiation.
They're not
And
buying that out.
I'm not sure John Wall's going to cop a massive pay cut in
way.
order to negotiate a buyout. So, yeah.
He's not getting another big contract like that again. He's not losing a cent.
No, absolutely he isn't.
he's a Rich Paul client too, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
well,
is.
there you
He's
go.
the highest paid one.
So,
He's not losing shit.
from a point guard perspective, I can't see anything else. The only other buyout option I think that the Suns will consider is Thad Young from the Spurs.
Sorry, I just had a quick thought. Once again, not knowing contracts and understanding what the fuck you're actually talking about, I'm just going to name a point guard that I've said from the draft a year or two back that I really wanted. Is there any chance we get Cole Anthony?
No.
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 Did you not see
love
it
that
All-Star
guy, man.
weekend?
Orlando
I
are
love that guy.
Orlando are not buying out Cole Anthony, mate. He's a 22-year-old point guard. It's not happening.
All Orlando are doing right now is going to wrap him across the knuckles and give him the old school grade 10 cane for wearing a Knicks jersey in the dunk contest.
And for
watch
fucking
that.
nearly breaking his hand.
I didn't watch that shite. To quote Ash, I was too busy watching Liz Cambridge's OnlyFans.
Actually, I'll tell you. I'll tell you who the other buyout potential is. Now that you said the Knicks, is Kemba Walker.
He wouldn't play third string for us.
He'd be lucky to get a contract.
But remember, even from a buyout, it doesn't necessarily mean they go straight into third string. There might be the fact that one of these players like a Kemba or a Dragic come in and pick up that opening starting spot so that we maintain the rotation until Chris Paul comes in.
All right, let's argue that point for a minute then.
It wouldn't surprise me if Monty did that.
Would you start Kemba or Dragic over Aaron or Cam?
I would Dragic.
But you wouldn't do Kemba?
No.
So move it along.
Kemba's finished. Okay, next segment. Aussies in the NBA is a new segment. Another suggestion that's been thrown up. We thought we'd give this a go, considering it is All-Star Week. We were light on games. We thought we'd have a go at it. We are basically, this segment is going to be Aussies in the NBA, free reign, discuss the player. All three of us have been given a player, and we basically, one by one, will go through those players and free reign to discuss their impact on the NBA and basically anything else you want to do. I deliberately didn't give Hammo Ben Simmons because everyone's heard it.
Nothing new can come out of that.
We want other people to talk about
There's
it.
plenty new to talk about.
So we're going to start with Nate, and Nate has the what do we call him? The enigma of Aussie basketball, Josh Giddey.
I don't know where you come up with that name, but yeah, I got Josh Giddey. Look, he's in everyone's mind at the moment. He's on the lips of all the commentators because he's had 3 triple-doubles in a row. I'm not a Josh Giddey hater. I actually love watching him play. He's extremely unique, and I want to see his growth, and I want to see him extremely succeed. But I also want to just calm it down a little bit because you guys know that I'm a Bullets member, and I've seen him play against the Bullets live, and I've watched his games on TV, and while everyone was talking him up as a top 5 draft pick and like at least top 10, I'm looking at it going, I just don't see it. How does this translate? So you look at the last 3 games. His 17, 10, and 10 was against the Spurs. He had 28, 11, and 12 before that against the Knicks. And then he had an 11, 12, and 10 against the Bulls. The Bulls won extremely well earned. Knicks, you could question that one. Look, either way, to get triple-doubles is a big feat. And to get 3 in a row and to be the first one to rock that stat up, it is an incredible thing. But what I want to do is go back and look at what he did in Adelaide, part of the 36ers, as a young first-yearer. and then look what he's done to date in OKC in the NBA. And to be honest, the numbers are pretty much exactly the same. So he played 28 games for Adelaide. He's played 53 already for OKC. He played an average 32.1 minutes for Adelaide. He's averaging 31.4 for OKC. His field goal percentage was 42.7% in Adelaide. It's 41.8 in OKC. His 3-point percentage in Adelaide was 29.3%. It's 26.7 in OKC. He averaged 7.5 assists a game in Adelaide. He's averaging 6.4 in OKC. He averaged 1.1 steals a game in Adelaide. He's averaging 0.9 in OKC. He averaged 10.9 points a game in Adelaide. He's averaging 12.4 in OKC. And the last one I want to talk about was rebounds, because that's where he's got his triple doubles in at. 7.4 was his average in Adelaide, and it's 7.8 on the season for OKC. So overall, his numbers are pretty much the same, if not slightly down in OKC. But granted, he's doing it against much better competition, and he's done it for a lot more games. So kudos to him. There's a growth curve there, and he's hit the NBA running. Like, his feet have hit the ground, and he hasn't regressed before he's picked up the new skills and stuff. I just wanted to take a breath. Like, everyone's hyping up on Josh Giddey. I just wanted to take a breath and actually compare last year in the NBL versus first year in OKC in the NBA.
Yeah, fair call.
That's good, man.
I think the major difference is the NBL versus the NBA.
Yep.
Let's be honest, but
and the amount of games played, like it's just shy of twice as many games already played.
100%.
And he's averaging it.
Let's be honest. LaMelo Ball's numbers in the NBL were pretty similar to what Giddey's were, and I think a lot of us watched LaMelo Ball in the NBL and went, and then he went to the NBA, became the Rookie of the Year. Yep. Josh Giddey is top 3 in the Rookie of the Year right now. I don't think that can be debated at all. I'm really interested to see where this young guy goes. Honestly, and again, probably piss Boyd off, but I see him as the Aussie Luka. I think he's going to hit those. Well, he's already hitting those numbers. He's hitting triple doubles as a rookie, and hitting them quite comfortably. Now, if we all watched Luka in the All-Star game today, he was slow, fat, and looked completely out of place in an All-Star game. And
why isn't he on this podcast?
The team you run around for helps, because if Josh Giddey was a rookie at Phoenix, he'd barely be getting minutes. Let's be honest.
At least we would have given him his third year, though.
He would have got signed his third year, and we wouldn't have thrown that away. But honestly, the kid's come up. He's performing, and he's performing at a high level in the NBA. So kudos to him.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good, man. But I just wanted 1 second before we get on to the next one. I want to take it back to LaMelo for a second. You said you didn't think it was that outstanding what he did in the NBL. Man, you should have been here in Wollongong when it was happening. It was
but
crazy.
That's hype. That's not performance.
No. He was just amazing. You got to watch some of his highlights again.
I watched.
Man.
It wasn't that good.
I was waiting for him at Nissan Arena in Brisbane, and they benched him. They didn't bring him up. Didn't even travel with the team. Prick.
But I've got some good stories too for off the air.
Lovely. All right, Hammo, Paddy Mills.
Man, I was so happy to get Paddy Mills. Seriously, what an absolute true Aussie legend. You know what I mean? Fella that comes from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander heritage. You know, I'm going to take a little bit different approach to what Nate's done. I'm just going to list some of the things he's done, you know, and where he started from. He was drafted second round, 55th overall in 2009 by the Blazers. The top 5 in that year of the 2009 draft were Blake Griffin. Can't remember his first name, but Tharbeet. James someone Harden was number 3. Tyreek Evans 4, and Ricky Rubio 5.
Tyreek Evans. Wow, there's a blast from the past.
Now, when you look at that
I love
list,
Tyreek.
you know, we all know that draft classes are a hit and miss most of the time. But I mean, I'm going to keep going now on what are some of the things that he's done. You know, he won the NBA championship 2014 with the Spurs. He's a 2 times Andrew Gaze medalist in 2008, 2010. His number 13 was retired by St. Mary's.
Hmm.
Olympic Games bronze medal, 3rd place, 2020 Tokyo, the first ever medal that Australia has won in basketball. FIBA Oceania Championship, gold medal, 1st place in the FIBA Oceania Championship in 2007, 2011, 2013, 2015. On top of all this, what I really love about this guy is the amazing work that he does to both the Indigenous people in Australia, and also when he was in the Spurs, there was a lot of talk about the Indigenous culture over there as well. He wanted to meet up with the Hispanic culture. He wanted to meet up with Native American culture and help keep their heritage and their stories alive. And he put a lot of money and time and effort into that, man. And I just love that. So I think
You've
he
mentioned that on
will go
previous pods
down.
as well, Hammo.
I like him, man. I really do. I think he's a top outstanding guy. You know, he's not only an outstanding person for his own people, but Australia in general. Just that work hard ethic that he's got that not all of us do. But he's just got never say die, and I'm just a absolute admirer of Paddy. So thank you very much for giving me Paddy, because he's just an absolute boss, man, and he's going to go down as one of the, if not the greatest Australian basketball player of all time.
Nate,
Yeah, look, I'm going to try and remember the year, but I think it was 2008. Back when, because I've been a Bullets member for a long time, so even before when Eddie Groves owned the team, ABC Learning Centres, before he went bust and the team went under and they disappeared after they won the championship that year. Paddy Mills was hot property in NBL. They wanted him that year, like in those years, and he refused to come to the NBL. And it wasn't because he didn't want to play the NBL. He just wanted to go a route. He wanted to go through the college system, and he wanted to go the NBA route. And he was committed to that journey. So he was playing Boomers before. Well, I think he was still in St. Mary's, to be honest.
yeah, he was.
He'd never
Yep.
played an NBL game because he just wanted to go that specific route. And
He's
where it
only
was
like
like,
31 or
we
something now, man.
really wanted to see him, but kudos to him. He had a route, he stuck to his dream, and he nailed it, man.
Yeah, he did.
And he wasn't he one of the nominees for Australian of the Year?
Yeah, he was, and potentially should have won it.
He
Oh,
won.
come on
He
now.
won one of the awards.
Everything
He
that
won
I'm
some.
not saying he shouldn't have, but I'm not going to
Everything
discount
that
the
Paddy
Australian
Mills has
award that he
done-
won it.
No, everything that Paddy Mills has done for Australian basketball, and as Hamo said, Indigenous communities within the country and the Tiwi Islands, and Paddy Mills is just he's just been a standout human. What's the word? Humanitarian when it comes to Australian people,
Humanitarian.
A
Indigenous,
better bloke than any
humanitarian,
three of us.
cultural, unbelievable, and
We're probably
everything he's done.
you're
Plus,
probably referencing the Don Award.
he
He
was
got that in 2nd of December.
when him and Paddy and Aaron Baines won the title, and they came down and fucking basically ghosted a whole heap of news news stories and news fucking things. That was hilarious. So no,
And Delhi too.
Paddy
You
Mills,
gotta love Delhi was in there.
ripping guy. And Delhi didn't play for the Spurs, mate.
And you'd love to have a beer with him if he
And
drinks.
he has led the Boomers with distinction. Let's be honest. He is a cornerstone of that Boomers side. Everything you see from an inspirational standpoint is all based around Paddy Mills.
Yeah, man.
And well, Paddy Mills and Joe Ingles, really, but well done. The last one was supposed to be Boyd. He didn't show up, so I did no research. Ben Simmons is the last one. I was going to go with Joe Ingles.
Hammo's going to just take a breather.
I was going to go with Joe Ingles, but he's out with a knee injury. He probably won't play NBA again. So I'll go with Ben Simmons. Number one pick, true blue Aussie icon, supports the Australian basketball. No, I can't back that up.
Supports it so much he wouldn't even go to the Olympics.
let's talk about him from a basketball standpoint, because that's all I can do. From an Australian standpoint, he fucking let us down pretty greatly, which is why Hammo hates him. There's no other reason. He doesn't hate him.
There's plenty of reasons. That's just one.
Bullshit, Hammo. You fucking started hating him because he didn't show up to the Olympics. Let's be honest. Ben Simmons' addition to the Brooklyn Nets is a fucking good one. The Nets win that trade with James Harden.
Yep.
Because Ben Simmons fits their system and he fits what they are going to be about, particularly with the way that their roster is structured. So Harden pretty much whinged about everything. Ben Simmons doesn't whinge when he shows up and plays. He will show up and play. Once he's there, he will show up and play. He copped a pretty tough rap from the Sixers after the playoffs last year. Let's be honest.
He drove it.
No, he was. He
had to shut his mouth and just sucked it up.
Part of it. I don't think he didn't shut his mouth. He didn't really say anything. Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid were more than happy to throw him under the bus. His sooking really started after that, when he refused to show up to fucking training camps and refused to play. But honestly, I think Ben Simmons and Patty Mills together in Brooklyn are going to be a pretty good fucking tandem, particularly when Kevin Durant is fit. I don't think that'll happen this year, but I think Brooklyn next year will be a pretty damn good side once everything settles in. So,
well, I just
mainly
I hope management emails all the fans in Brooklyn and says, please handle him with kiddie gloves. He's costing us a lot of money.
He is. He's a little bit precious. And before I let Hammo go and fucking destroy the bloke into oblivion, honestly, I wish nothing but the best for Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
He shoots like a trash bin. I hope nothing but the best for him, especially with Patty Mills. I hope that Brooklyn. I actually like Brooklyn a hell of a lot more as a side now with Durant, Simmons, and Patty Mills than what I did with Harden. And I hope he goes all right. So, Ben, I really do hope that you're playing with Australia at the next major tournament. And I think by playing with Patty Mills, you will be. And we'll see a hell of a lot of different attitudes from Australian fans after we see that happen.
Gav,
maybe not.
Before you throw in a Hammo.
Maybe not Hammo, because he's just got this fucking real deep hatred for you.
Gav, before you pass off to Hammo, I want to agree with everything you said, except I want to add one thing. I would like to see Ben Simmons play for us at the next International Games, Olympics, whatever it is. But I would like to see him come off the bench. And I want the camera zoomed in on his face as he comes off the bench. I just want to see that moment, and then I can move on with my life.
Well, let's be honest. I sat and thought about it in the 8 minutes after Boyd went, oh, no, I can't come on because I'm still drunk from Gavin drinking me under the table. Patty Mills, Josh Giddey, Ben Simmons, Joe Ingles, and Jock Lander. That's a fair five.
That's not bad, eh? We're coming along.
Oh. All right, Hammo, go.
Oh, look, I'm not going to go deep. I'm in a good mood. So I put it up. Oh no, I can't remember where it was. It was on the page or in the chat or something. His new number's number 10, right?
Yeah, Ben 10.
Yeah, that's his field goal percentage for the next season.
Okay. I saw that picture.
Now that's all I'm going to say.
Now, I actually, that's one of the things I wanted to pick you on.
What?
How is his field goal percentage 10? If you had said it's his 3-point percentage, I wouldn't be picking you.
What's his field goal percentage this year?
Well, we know what his field goal percentage is this year. He hasn't played a game.
So if he goes out and plays 10 and makes one basket, I'm right.
Well, he's gonna make a hell of a lot more than one basket, and you know it.
He's going to be sitting on the bench most of the time.
He's not sitting on the bench.
Yeah, he's going to be
Simmons,
warming up their towels, chilling their drinks.
Hammo. Thank fuck the board's
trying
not
to slam their girls.
Thank fuck that you are starting this so that I've got someone with no Boyd. Ben Simmons is an NBA All-Star.
I can rattle off so many different people that are NBA All-Stars that don't deserve to be.
Okay, well, but Ben Simmons deserved to be when he made an NBA All-Star. Fuck yeah, he did. What?
He's got you there, Hammo. He's got you there. When he won their title, he deserved it at that particular point.
Why was he not deserving of an NBA All-Star? Because he didn't hit a three?
Because he's a flog.
Oh, well, that doesn't make him. LeBron James has been an All-Star 15 times. He's been a flog fucking 15 years.
He was the first one I was going to name.
Doesn't make him not deserving. And Ben Simmons is well and truly deserving of an NBA.
He is deserving of an anal raping from a fucking
Wow.
elephant.
Oh, my God. I might have to edit that.
Tick the box.
Hammo, I'm going to give you a Ben Simmons moment that you won't be able to not agree is awesome.
Go for it.
All right.
Try.
I don't know. Do you even like the AFL? And I mean, Gav liked the AFL.
I watch one game a year.
Okay, right. So there's a 4 and 20 song. Gav knows where I'm going with this.
About the meat pies.
No, there's the 4 and 20 meat pies, and there's a point in the song where they talk about Ben Simmons hits a 3, then there's a big pause, and then there's a bucket. But they are literally taking the piss out of Ben Simmons, but they even have him in there, and his face is in there.
Yeah,
and that is my favourite Ben Simmons moment of all time.
Yeah, well, Shaq does that to himself all the time about his free throws. Doesn't mean, like, Ben Simmons is good. Anyway, we're rambling on about Ben. I've got nothing else to say except I'm just going to leave you with this.
I tell you right now, when Ben Simmons plays for the Boomers, you will flip your fucking attitude. Ben Simmons.
Yeah, because I'll support New Zealand.
That was the boxing bell ringing there.
Ben Simmons and Matisse Tybal will flip us on our heads.
Oh, I love Matisse.
Defensively,
Love Matisse.
And if everyone listening on the pod who was wondering why there was a pause and we laughed, Hammo held up a pillow of a shit emoji. But it's a cool one.
Big plush
shit
what is it like?
emoji.
It's like he's a lounge singer or something like that. You know, it's like he's a.
It's a Fonz shit emoji.
It is a Fonz shit emoji. All right, let's move on. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Let's do this. We're 42 minutes in. We could wrap this up within the hour.
Let's go.
All right, we've got a very succinct 3-statement. Thumbs up, thumbs down. There's 3 of us. There's 3 statements. Let's rock into it and ridicule each other. Can Cam Payne and Aaron Holiday carry the team with CP3 out for the regular season?
Or can we reword that to how it was actually worded the first time?
Was it carry the team down the road or something you said?
Can Cameron Payne and Aaron Holiday carry us where we need to go with CP3 out for the remainder of the season?
It's the same thing. We're going to both end up...
So where do we need to go, guys?
Well, either way.
All right, I'll word it again. Can Cameron Payne and Aaron Holiday carry us to the number 1 seed with CP3 out for the remainder of the regular season?
Thank you for the rewording, Gav.
Thank you.
Yeah, thumbs up, Hammo. Gav, what are you?
I'm a thumbs up.
We are all thumbs up. We believe in Aaron. Statement number 2. The All-Star weekend is dead. Hammo.
Thumbs up.
Really?
Thumbs up.
I am disagreeing with you. All-Star weekend is not dead. Thumbs down from me. And the third one, and we condensed 2 Devin Booker ones into one here because let's not waste more time than we have to. Devin Booker is a legit MVP. Hammo.
Candidate, a legit MVP candidate.
What's
Thumbs
the
up.
difference?
Thumbs
What's
up.
the difference?
Big difference.
Fuck off. We're all thumbs up. 3 of us are thumbs up. All right, so looking back on this, on that first statement that you took all that extra time to reword, we all fucking agree anyway. So
Yeah, true. But it's about the listeners, not about us.
all right, so
That's right.
how about, for the sake of we're not calling each other dickheads because we all agree, you just explain to us why that change of wording was so friggin' important to you, Gav?
Because many of the people who listen to this pod will sit there and go, no, they can't carry us. Without CP3, they can't do it. We only need to go 500.
Both of those people we can message personally.
We could. Basically, for the remainder of the season, the 26 games, whatever it is, we only need to go 500 to get to the number 1 seed. I think Cameron Payne's already proven in the past that he was able to cover off a majority of the CP3 minutes, even though I think that our other starters basically step it up and cover that off. And I'm really excited about what Aaron Holiday will deliver for the remainder of the season. I really am. I think that by the end of the season, he's going to be our number 2.
I agree with you with Aaron Holiday. I've got a lot of hope there. Given that James Jones wanted him from the get-go, and then he went to Indy, then he bounced to the Wizards, and he never really got the love. He never really got given the opportunity by a team that really wanted him. He just took up bench position. Now he's on a team that really wants him and really wants to put him to use. So I'm with you on that perspective.
And before Hammo goes, season 2 in a row, Aaron Holiday is our Torrey Craig from last year. Cash considerations for the win.
Very true. Very true. And that worked out well for us in the past.
Mate, I've got no worries about this at all. We're deep. We're rolling as a team. Holiday seems to have slipped straight in. You know what I mean? He's putting up okay numbers just in the little minutes that he's getting. I think I had a look the other day and he had like 9 points in 7 minutes or something like that. Like, just crazy. And like, no, I've got no worries about it at all, man. We're good.
All right, the second point or statement. The All-Star weekend is dead. Both you gentlemen say thumbs up, you think it's dead. I went thumbs down, and I'm going to use your technicality here, Gav, on the fucking wording. All-Star weekend is dead. I don't believe it is dead. I believe it was dead. I believe all the changes they've made over the last 2 years have actually made it worth wanting to watch again. Because I'm like you, I gave up on it. I didn't want to see anything. I mean, I watched the 3-point contest with Book because Book was in it, but if he wasn't in, I wouldn't watch that. But now, with all the additions they've made, with the Jew shot and the 3-point contest, the Rising Stars Challenge, I actually really enjoyed the way they did it, splitting it into 4
loved
teams.
this year's format.
They're pretty good, man.
Loved it.
Putting the classic, the old timers in it, and then getting the Ignite guys, a couple of the Ignite guys in it, and then having a little playoff tournament. I thought that was brilliant.
Loved this year's format.
We like the picking of the teams, so that it's not just East versus West. It's like everyone pulled in together. We loved the fact that Monty was coaching. I mean, I got to say, I don't know why you think it's dead. I mean, it was, and they've resurrected it. So
you, my thing is, you've mentioned 2 things. So, number 1, I loved what they did with the Rising Stars. I think that completely tipped it on its head, made it a hell of a lot more entertaining, much better. The skills challenge was a fucking crock of shit. The dunk contest was a fucking disgrace. And everyone's out there spruiking that fucking Cat is the record holder for points in a fucking final because he got 4 more shots than fucking Devin Booker did.
Got a fucking
no, 1 point.
28.
He only got 29.
Yeah, well,
He finished with 29. He got 1 point more than Devin Booker.
1 point more with more shots.
Flog.
And more points available.
Yeah, true. Yeah, with the man for the do roll. Yeah.
Fuck off. So, look, the 3-point comp was I'm with you. I enjoy watching the 3-point comp. The only problem with this year's 3-point comp is the best 3-point shooter should have been in it, and he wasn't, which is Cam Johnson.
Yeah. Dan Marley was retired, so.
Yeah, no, I couldn't get there because of COVID.
Best Suns 3-point shooter of all time didn't shoot in the competition, but the dunk contest this year was a fucking embarrassment.
I got to admit, I couldn't watch the whole thing.
It was fucking horrific. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Watching Cole Anthony use all 6 of his dunks.
Oh my God, Jalen Green. I was all over Jalen Green. I thought he'd win it. And I'd love to see Jalen Green versus Ja Morant, but Jalen Green took 25 minutes to fucking dunk it once.
Sorry, you're right. It was Jalen Green, not Cole Anthony.
And it was so fucking boring.
He was the one that walked out with the NFT and home ran Isaiah Thomas' neck, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Yep,
Jalen Green. That's why I switched off. I went
The
back to
dunk
I was watching
contest.
Ghostbusters or something.
And the
That's
last
UK.
dunk.
Change your opinion on my point guard status now on Cole Anthony, now that you know who the fuck he is?
Oh,
Well, they're not paying him to dunk.
let's be honest. Let's be honest. His first dunk was impressive, wearing fucking bunnies. His second dunk was, well, he didn't do a second dunk. Honestly, the fucking judges in the dunk contest this year would have been better than what we fucking watched. It was putrid. The dunk contest was a fucking disgrace, an embarrassment. The final was fucking one Hull Patro Toscano who didn't even fucking dunk the ball. And Obi Toppin who just went, yeah, all right, I'll dunk it.
I didn't even watch, mate. I literally switched off and went back. I was watching Ghostbusters from the night before I fell asleep.
It was
I did
the
not
worst.
watch one thing from All-Star
It was the worst
Not
fucking
one.
thing I've ever
Only
seen.
highlights.
I thought last year's dunk contest was bad. Last year's dunk contest was like Dominic Wilkins versus fucking Michael Jordan compared to this year. It was fucking horrible. But anyway,
84.
I digress. The All-Star game
83.
was saved by Steph Curry.
Hitting a 50-piece.
He hit a 50-piece, but he hit
Fuck Steph
15 fucking threes, and some of those threes were fucking ridiculous. Contested shit from the logo. Like, Steph Curry saved that fucking All-Star game today. And the last quarter, both sides had a crack. So I'll give them that, which we haven't seen since probably Kobe, where they actually played defense and made it worthwhile. But they need the NBA desperately needs to change the format, do something different. Someone sent me a message today who said, mate, go back to East versus West, which is fine, but make it for home court advantage in the NBA Finals.
Ooh.
That's not a bad idea. Give them something to really fight for.
Give them something to play for.
Whoever messaged that to Gav, man, brilliant. Good idea.
But they need to do something because, the dunk contest, personally, I'd like to see them turn around with the dunk contest and go, okay, well, let's have one or two guys from the NBA, one or two guys from the G League, and one or two guys from the streets.
Yeah, pick someone off Instagram.
Yeah.
There's some dudes throwing dunks down on Instagram
Oh,
that I'd like to
big
see.
time. So let's put them in the dunk contest. 3-point contest is fine. Let the NBA players do it. And I think the Rising Stars format this year was quite good. The skills challenge can go fuck itself, though. Just get rid of it. Do you know what I'd replace the skills challenge with?
DJ
A
Khaled.
game of
Spoon
horse.
race.
A game of horse.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be more interesting.
A game of horse for a Big Mac, like the Larry Bird and Michael Jordan ad.
Play you for it.
I still disagree that it's dead. I think they're on the road to
That's
resurrecting
fucking
everything.
shit.
They're making small changes along the way that have made us keep watching.
Yeah,
the point where
look,
To
that's
the
About as
point
good
we're
as the
actually able to
NRL fucking
ridicule it
halftime
means
show,
we
man.
watched, right?
a fair call. That's a fair call. But I think they need to make drastic changes right now. And like I said, NBA All-Star game, I would like to see them put something on the line that these guys will play for.
Whoever that suggestion was, that playing for home court advantage, it's very interesting unless the Suns get to the finals.
Well,
How
it's
does that
actually
work, though? Oh, if it goes back to East and West rather than the mixed teams, fair enough.
It has to be east-west. But basically it came off the back of Major League Baseball. So the Major League Baseball All-Star game, that's what they do.
Wow. Okay.
They play for home court advantage. Any other comments there, Hammo?
No, I'm done.
All right, let's go. Last one.
That was 3.
Oh, the MVP. Devin Booker is a legit MVP.
Oh, yeah.
Candidate.
We all agreed, didn't we? Well, I mean, you want to say candidate, whatever. We all agreed, whatever wording you use, yes.
All right.
Look, he's at least MVP of our team. He could quite possibly be MVP of our playoff series or our final series. I think it's too far into the season for him to be considered to be MVP of the league
Why?
because he's sitting at like 9th.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
you agreed.
No,
You
I
said
agree. I agree, but using your wording, you said candidate.
Yeah.
I'm talking about finalists, like a winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't care how you word it. We are the number one team in the league,
Yeah.
and he is our best player.
Yeah. But according to the voting system at the moment,
That's not a voting
CP3
system. That's an opinion piece.
Well, okay, the opinion poll, CP3 sitting
This
at
whole
number
fucking
4,
pod is
just
an
behind
opinion
like
piece.
fucking Luka Doncic or some shit, man. Fucking Joel Embiid, big ass.
Joel
Fucker's had
Embiid.
too many Big Macs.
Joel Embiid is certainly in the conversation.
He's
Let's
this
be
year.
For
honest.
what?
But,
Having a
He's
head
earned
like
it
a
this year.
fish?
but what pisses me off is that we are 6.5 games clear of the next side in the NBA, and our best player is not a top 3 candidate for the MVP. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
That is an absolute load of shit.
Yeah, it
But
is.
it's consistent,
And-
Gav.
And the
It
reason
is
the reason
consistently
is,
a load of shit. That is
Yeah.
the
correct.
reason is that
It's a
the
consistent load of shit.
reasoning they keep giving is we're just a fantastic team who's got a great spread, and Chris Paul, fuck you. Devin Booker is easily in the top 3 of the MVP race right now.
You know what, Gav? At least national media is saying his name. It
Do you
might
know
not
the
be the
good-
props we want for him, but at least they're saying his name this year.
Do you know the good thing about
That's pretty cool.
the CP3 injury? If Devin Booker leads us to a 750 plus record for the remainder of the year, they will have nothing, absolutely zero, to not keep that guy's fucking name out of their mouth.
All right.
All right, so we're at the end of the pod. We've got to wrap up in an hour, or Nate will get.
We got 2 minutes left. Wrap it the F up.
So the very last thing I want to talk about, and just remind everyone again, Sun's trip to the US. If anybody else is keen on coming across for the NBA Finals, make sure you reach out. Let us know. We had another person this week, so I think we're up to 7. But realistically, we're going to have to start looking at the accommodation, everything probably the next 2 weeks. But anyone else is keen, make sure you reach out now. Don't hold off. Let us know that you're interested. And we will start a group chat for the people who want to go so that we could start looking at bookings. But make sure you're all over there. Nate, last comments?
Yeah, look, because we didn't do the awards, I actually want to give out an encouragement award. I discovered, not that I discovered it, I just actually paid attention to it this week, the blocks against category in the box score. So I want to give my encouragement award to DA. He got 4 blocks against him by the Clips in that game this week.
Ouch.
Yeah. So I'm looking through the defensive player of the week, and it came up, he had 4 blocks against. I laughed. I'm like, oh, I've got to give an encouragement award. So given that we didn't do the awards, that's what I'm going to close with.
He didn't have his best week, DA, but he'll fight back. Second half of the year, he'll be right. Hammo, last comments?
I'll make it quick. Guys, if you're interested, check out one of Cable's posts on our page. We're getting some of those neck gaiter headband thingy things made up with
call.
Aussie Sun things, man. Honestly, we only need about another 20 people to get involved. We'll get them nice and cheap. Custom Aussie Suns fans only. Thanks to everyone that supports the page. Like, share, subscribe. I've just cut Gav off there. He's going to say all of this. But, yeah, glad to be back. And hi, Ezra.
Like, share, subscribe, enjoy. It's been fun again, lads. I always love catching up with you guys on a Monday, particularly when I've been in lockdown for the last 5 days and locked in with my family for 5 days. I'm going to kill someone. Someone send help.
Mate, you're from Victoria. You're locked up with them for 2 years already.
No, I could still at least go out to the shops. I can't do that now. Like, subscribe, share, all that sort of shit.
Simmons only has one testicle.
Hopefully, we will have a special guest next week, and we will record one day earlier, but we'll sort that shit out once we hang up here. Love your work, guys. Thank you very much for jumping on. Appreciate it, especially while I've been in lockdown. I've really been wrapped just to speak to some fucking humans. And look forward to next week. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye from Mackay this week.
Hey, this is Dave King from Brightside and the Solar Panel. I want to give a special shout out to your Aussie Facebook group for Suns fans. Good job. Keep up all the hard work, and we'll see you on the Solar Panel when you guys watch again.